Help. I'm being attacked by vampires. Oh no.
Blah, blah, blah.
Not Count Frogula.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Puppetine. I'm from the Geeky Puppet Show here on the Geeky Puppet Show today. For what? For the Winchesters. It's Season 1, Episode 9. It's time for a recap and review from yours truly and Frog Truly. And that's Froggy right over there. Say hi, Froggy.
Hello, Froggy.
Oh, come here. Come on camera. Let's see you. Come a little closer.
Do I have to?
Yes.
Oh, fine. I don't want to. It's too scary.
Come a little bit closer. In a little cafe. Come on. A little bit more. A little bit more. You're almost there. You're almost there. Wah!
Yeah!
That's what you deserve. Is the Frogula out of you yet?
He's always abusing me.
Sure.
You saw here, Puppetine is a dick.
I know, I'm just shaped like one. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this episode. So, I think we actually thought earlier in the season we were getting a vampire episode. We thought it was coming.
Yeah, so
it was a fake.
So, this episode does have vampires, but the real story is that you go on one date with Mary Campbell and you end up being the villain.
Yeah. See, I wish the vampire plot was a little more interesting because all we know is, oh, look, John's marked for death. I totally forgot he was marked for death, honestly. But John's marked for death. Oh no, we gotta avoid his death.
Yes, avoid his death, Mary, by having sex with him 3 times.
I don't remember that.
Oh, I was just trying to help a brother out.
Oh. Anyway, yeah, no, but that's pretty much it. He's going to be killed by vampires. That's what he's thinking. And so, with the end in mind, they also have to face a case.
So, let's point out, let's go from the very beginning. Little recap here. All right. And so we start off with an armored car. The guys are kind of drinking. They're upset because they have to be doing this at nighttime. So they're supposed to be working overtime. The station wagon comes and then they meet at a crossroad. Ooh. And they T-bone the station wagon. Now I knew right away. I didn't even know anything about this at all. But so I knew right away. Oh, it's vampires because the guy isn't mangled. She's hanging. The woman's hanging out of the back window.
The random blonde woman.
Yes, but there's no broken glass. The window's rolled down. And he's perfectly fine. So I was like, oh, so I guess they're still alive. So, and oh my gosh, as the guy goes to check him, he got no pulse, and then it eats him. The other guy who called for the ambulance runs into the other side of our truck, locks his stuff in there, and hides. Now, they don't care about him at all.
I swear I'm not a little bitch.
So the vampires decide to basically, after this, run into the back of the truck. They look at our truck. They're looking for something. And then they find, a box, which has the symbol for the metal letters on it. And they find basically papers. Now, papers, blueprints of something, but they're looking for an ambulance. But there's blueprints in there. Why are there blueprints there? Well, let me get to that point, because the blueprints basically are for the metal letters base. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of this is spread out when it's actually quite simple. And that's not a bad thing. It's not.
So this episode was just basically the setup. It wasn't a filler episode, but it was basically set up to basically say, hey, we're going to have reconfirm and have the group find out that Mary and John are dating. Yep. And also, it's got to point out that now we have an antagonist because we have the stupid ex-fiance of John's, Betty, who just needs to get lost because I just can't stand her. She's
she's trying to cut in.
She's really upset.
I don't like your friend Mary.
She goes to his mom while she's in the shop, while he's working, John's mom working in the shop.
She's a beautiful
and she
woman.
tries to pull Wolverine eyes and be like, oh, she's got the little pretty dress on. Oh, I'm so concerned about him and blah, blah, blah. And John's mom can see right through the bullshit, which I like. She should have just kind of told her to just mind her own business.
Yeah.
But we also find out that the reason why she's even going around and even doing this towards the end, because she's meeting up with the scorned lover, the reporter from a previous episode with the vets and the warlord, whatever, of war, god of war, whatever. And anyway, she's doing this because she's the guy. She was told to do this, will follow this, and guys basically riled up because he's been body snapped, or what I guess body swapped by the Krita. There's the bites on the neck. You see this at the very end of the episode. But apart from all this, John and Mary were fooling around. Well, basically after this, they're basically looking inside a locker because they figured Latika recognized the RK whatever or RJ something.
Yeah.
And they realized in the metal letters they described their names on the back of their other objects or I guess their stuff to hold in the medallions of in. And so they went down there, they found it. John reaches in the locker, grabs this weird looking bloodstone. It burns his hand. It's revealed later on as they go to this little library empty place. She tells him, oh, it shows you your fate, so you have to live through the fate. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but you have to go through it. And
we saw her before, though. We did see her before.
Yeah, that girl.
Yeah, and then she dies in this episode, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So going from there, John basically locks himself in the bunker with his mom. They're doing some more lore. John and basically they find out that they got a big blast while they're on the. I was gonna say on the cell phone, not calling. No, they're on the ham radio.
That's right.
CB radio, and they're talking to Mary, and so the vampires basically have got surprise. They're in the bunker. They run into this locked room in there where they keep the vault downstairs, and John realized the only way to save their lives is to have his mom electrocute him so he's dead. Heart stops. So when the vampire goes to basically bite him afterwards, later in the breaks the door down, he is weakened by dead man's blood because John's dead. Mary chops his head off with ease, and then they tirelessly for a good 2 minutes try to resuscitate John at the very last minute after Mary confesses her love and all that stuff, and stuff in front of the Latika and what's his name? Carlos.
Yep.
Yeah. John goes, oh, I'm alive.
Who could have seen that coming?
Yes. So it wasn't really that well put together.
No.
But I do like the fact we're getting to see John and Mary kind of flirting back and forth. They're a cute couple on screen. There is some chemistry. Wouldn't be surprised if these two actors started dating.
You know what is an interesting part of this episode?
Oh,
Dean has a little piece of voiceover at the beginning. He says
go ahead.
that he didn't expect the dominoes to start falling this way when he decided to do what he did. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the line. But fate has a funny way of dealing with things. And so I'm pretty sure Dean's going to show up by the end of this season.
I think so too, because Dean, remember, is the one in the previous episode that met his dad. He changed time.
Yeah. By giving him a letter, it seems.
Yep.
A man of letters gives a letter, and so a letter changes a man.
Because we don't know how his dad really originally met Mary.
Well, we know how she originally met him.
Well, but was that set up after or before Dean intervened?
That was before. When it was very simple. He wasn't a hunter. He became a hunter. I'm still a little mixed.
And this, he wasn't a hunter until he met Mary, then became a hunter.
That's what they're saying now, that he became a hunter because of Mary, in a different way. That Mary helped him.
Yes, in the original, he did meet Mary, and he did become part of a hunter,
No, he didn't. They wiped his mind of the whole affair. That's what in Supernatural, they revealed that Dean did go back. Yes, and he did have some small intervention, but the angels wiped the mind of John to keep the timeline intact.
It's what was that, season 5?
Yeah. So now things are changing. It seems that this letter is going to change the course of history, and we'll address it at the end. I think
what's in that letter, though? That's what I want to know. What exactly did he write in that letter?
Huh?
Did he say protect Mary at all costs? Did he reveal when Mary's going to die?
That'll be kind of weird. Go protect Mary Winchester.
Because well, we know from previous stuff, if you like, when Castiel prevented the Titanic, it caused all these other chaotic things. Well, guess what? That was back when God was in charge. But guess what? In the end of the series, God is gone. He's vanished. And who's in charge? Well, the devil's son.
I wish I remember his name.
Yeah, is it?
Nephilim. He's a Nephilim.
Jack.
Yeah.
Joe Jack. Jack is in charge.
Not Jill.
Not yet.
So anyway, this episode's kind of weak. It's a weak episode, admittedly.
It's a weak episode, but it's letting us know that the Krita are still alive. Because remember, last time we learned more about the Krita through the dad, that they need a way to kill the Krita. So it's a filler episode, but with a little bit of nudge information and a story. So
getting rid of John's death curse.
Yes.
But we want to hear your thoughts. If you're watching the show, go ahead. Austin P, I know you're not, so go ahead and let us know what you're thinking about what we're talking about, I guess. Make sure to like and subscribe if you are watching this channel and you want to support it. That's the easiest way to do it. We also accept donations on the Ko-Fi if you feel like you can. It does help out a bit, so we do greatly appreciate it. But that's it for now. So from Froggy and me, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you. Get away from me.
Give me a hug.
No. Ah! Bye.
Bye.